LDBC, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Boxing and MMA Show live. Alright folks, I'm going to be real serious with y'all tonight, and that's just the way that is. Folks, I've gotten a lot of messages and people asking me, what my opinion is on this election. And I'm just going to tell all of y'all, folks, I don't care about this election, okay? I don't care about Donald Trump. I don't care about Hillary. I don't give a damn about Hillary Clinton. I could care less about both of those two individuals because they're both very, very evil people. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, they're very wicked people. But whenever, a person will tell you stuff like that, people really just tend not to believe you. And I almost kind of been a little bit discouraged by dropping videos about certain things because in my opinion, it's almost like, what's the use? Because you get a lot of people, man, that they can't see. Like they can't see. There's a handful of people that I could drop anything I wanted to and they would see it. But for the most part, the masses, they can't see. They're blind. Just like when I drop videos on how to cure heart disease and diabetes, you would think people would jump at that. I get more negative comments on those videos or about those videos, or I get a lot of negative private messages like, if you're so smart, you can't be this dumb. Doctors are here to help us and blah, blah, blah. And I don't think every doctor is here to help us. I think the majority of them, I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of them are here to make a nice little profit, and that's what they do. But that's the subject for a completely different video. But I'm trying to establish a connection here. When I really go deep and I drop some deep knowledge into y'all, it's almost a waste of time. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to honor what you asked, okay? These two people are very wicked people. And I would suggest that, first of all, if you want to understand how wicked Hillary is, I'm talking about extremely how evil she is, then you better be reading the book, The Hillary Clinton America. You better read that. That's a must read. That is a must read. If you don't, then you're not going to truly understand why people don't want her in office. And then there's a Donald Trump documentary. And the guy that made it, man, on YouTube, I'm telling you, he took his time. And if you type it in, I can't remember this dude's name. But I listened to it like a while ago. But you type in like Donald Trump documentary, and he go into detail why this dude is so evil, why he's wicked. I'm not even saying bad. See, there's a difference between bad and evil. They're evil. People, if I'm telling you honestly, based on just on the information, do your own research, y'all. Do history. Do a lot of history on Donald Trump's father. Do a lot of history on his background. Do a lot of history on Hillary Clinton's background. And then you'll begin to understand why these two are very, very evil. But see, let me tell you what the media do to black people. What the media do, they brainwash you into thinking that these are only two people that you can vote for. The coach didn't vote for Hillary. The coach didn't vote for Donald Trump. I ain't vote for either one of these two idiots. Why would I do that? But, you do have the option on not to vote. You know what I did? I voted for the politicians that live in my city. I voted for them, the people that I knew that could make change in these kids' programs because some of my funding got cut. So, of course, I voted for people who had helped funding, for at-risk kids. I voted for them. And I also voted for people that are help the schools and not trying to shortchange. And I also voted for the politicians on a city level and a district level. I voted for those people who they are completely against police brutality. See, I did all of that, but you don't have to vote for a presidential candidate. And that's a lie. And some people, they got black people thinking that you got to vote for one or the other one. People, that's just dumb, and that's just the way that is. See, let me tell y'all something. I don't even want to spend most of the video talking about these two evil people. And they're evil, wicked and evil. A candidate that I probably would have wanted to go for and vote for? I would have voted for Bernie Sanders. There's some people that, some things that he do that I don't like. Every politician, there are things that they do that you won't like. But one thing that I can say about his history, and maybe you need to research his history. Bernie Sanders, he was fighting for racial equality. He's been fighting for that for a long time. Okay? That's what he started out. He's been fighting for racial equality. This man marched with Dr. King. So, you have to kind of put some of it together. If you would think that anyone who would try or make policies that would probably help black people or minorities in general, it'd be Bernie Sanders. But see, for some reason, I don't know, we wanted Hillary Clinton. I didn't want that. I didn't want that witch. But for some reason, the majority wanted Hillary Clinton in office. So Bernie Sanders didn't get a chance to run for president. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think, in my opinion, this is my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, that's fine. You can go somewhere and piss on yourself. I think Bernie Sanders would have defeated Donald Trump. I think he would have. Because when you think about it, yeah, it seems like a lopsided victory, but a lot of people did not go to vote. There's so many voters, man, that stayed home this election time because people are sick and tired. People are sick and tired. People are sick and tired of getting pulled over and getting shot. People are sick and tired, man, of just, the rich people can take advantage of everything. They get all the loopholes, they get breaks. While the people, here in the middle class, they do all the work. They do the work while, the guys on top, they take and take and take and take. And people get tired of that, man. People just do. And a lot of people stay home. But see, people, I don't know, man. The media, they do everything they can to fool black people to thinking that, oh, well, you got to vote for one or the other. No, you don't. You can vote third party. You can choose not to vote. You can just vote for people in your district. That's going to change stuff in your immediate community. And that's what I did. That's what I did. I chose not to. See, I would roll with Bernie Sanders. The man marched with Dr. King. And if you don't know anything in that era, when he did that, do you not know that this man put his life in jeopardy? Like, that they did white people almost twice as bad that marched with black people that stood up for those rights? They burned those white people that stood with black. They burned them. They burned them. Okay? They hung them. They were hanged. They were shot. All of the above. Because they were considered race traitors. And those people, they showed no mercy to them. You see, you got to start thinking, okay? This man was right there. He's right there. He marched. He marched with Dr. King. And I don't know how many times he did it, just looking at his bio and everything. But on his bio, the man marched with Dr. King. The man has stood up for racial inequality for more than 2 decades. That's what he's always been fighting. See, I don't understand why people, and I was like, man, you know what? I said, listen, I even said, Hillary, it's going to be hard for her to win because Bernie Sanders didn't get the nomination. And I don't know. I don't know if they thought he was too old because he's 75 now. I don't know if they thought he was too old but I don't think that mattered. I think Bernie Sanders would have made a fine president and he would have defeated Donald Trump. But see, here go the thing, man. And this is really the kicker, okay? When you think about it, when you think about everything that's going to go down, and I want y'all to really think about it. When you think about everything that's going to go down, there's going to be a lot of suicides. There's going to be a lot of gloom and doom. There's going to be a lot of people leaving the country. There's going to be so many people, man, that's going to alter their lives in these 4 years. The suicide rate is going to go up. The police brutality rate is going to go up. And the man that probably would have stood for it, now I'm not saying Bernie Sanders could have, been the cure for everything, no. But at least he would have spoke out or stood up for equality. At least he would have. He's got a record. You can go check it. He's got a track record of doing these things. That's just the way that is. He's got a track record. And one thing that I used to get irritated about, I've had my criticisms of Black Lives Matter. And don't mistake this video, because I appreciate them actually going to go do something, to just not sit back and just take the police brutality. Like I appreciate them doing that and having the guts and the courage to do what many of us making videos just wouldn't do. I'm saying, I've been to protests, and I'm going to tell you something, man. Just being at those rallies, they dangerous. But those people from Black Lives Matter, they go in there, and whatever's coming to them, they brave it out. They're not afraid. I'm going to tell you something, though. One thing that I dislike that Black Lives Matter was doing is that when Bernie Sanders was making, he was trying to talk, they kept getting up on stage, interrupting him. And I'm sitting here thinking, this man is a senator. This man is a politician. This man, he's pretty much, man, you can say he's going to be in history. The guy rode with Dr. King. The guy stood up for racial equality. And then you jump up on stage and you're cutting off his speeches. And see, what that is that's more so a lack, it's ignorance. Because had I known, honestly, if it were me and if I knew that this man, his whole platform is racial equality, I wouldn't have been cutting off his speeches. Now, let me reiterate this again for people on YouTube. I'm not saying Bernie Sanders was going to cure everything and he was the savior. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that Bernie Sanders probably would have been a more applicable candidate, because he probably would stand up for some of the things that's going wrong. He would. He probably would. He would say something about police brutality. He would say something, and he would try to script policies to help correct that. I'm almost certain that he would have. But we wouldn't know that. We wouldn't know. We would never know that, because people didn't want to elect him, and now people want to complain. Folks, let me tell you something. I'm going to do what Coach Shelton Harrison does, okay? I'm not finna run around here afraid. I'm not finna run around here and be afraid of no white supremacists. I'm not finna do that. If they want to go, we can go to the death. I done been in life and death situations my whole life. You know what? You know that? I done had complete dope dealers put guns in my head because I want to get these kids out of the crack house. I done had a dope dealer do that to me. I done had several dope dealers do that to me. Guys, do you really think that that's going to deter me? Do you think a white supremacist or whoever, we think is coming around the corner, that's not going to deter what Coach Shelton Harrison does? I done been in a bus accident. The bus flipped over 3 times. I survived. I survived it completely. And 3 people on that bus died right in front of me. I done watched the kid get struck by lightning, and I watched him survive. Okay? I watched this kid survive, giving him CPR and all kind of stuff. I watched the kid survive. See, people, let me really just explain something to you. Whatever pressure that you've ever had in your life, you need to call up your manhood and your testicular fortitude. And you're going to have to just man up. And see, some of y'all, the problem with some of y'all is y'all don't know how to deal with pressure. Y'all don't understand how to deal with pressure. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of things happen, and a lot of people going to get bold. Oh, they're going to get bold, but how are you going to deal with this? Are you going to deal with this with pressure? Are you sitting back wondering, well, Trump got in office, so this going to happen and that going to happen? No, it ain't going to happen. You do what you do. And you defend you and yours. You fight for what you believe in. And you don't sit back and you don't let the fact that a man in office, that, people are going to get bold and people are going to do this. Nah, man. You do what you do. And you stand there and you be brave, and you be brave enough to do what is right. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to keep rolling for these children that I deal with. I'm going to keep rolling, because you know why? This is what I'm made to do. I'm built for pressure. I'm built for pressure. I'm built for it. So a person, I don't know why people get so concerned. Well, yeah, but he's in office. He's this. No, go do what you have to do. Because see, let me tell you something. It might be your son, your daughter, your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy, your grandmama. It might be one of them that might come in contact with somebody that want to harm them. Are you going to sit back? Are you going to let somebody, are you going to sit back, or are you going to have some resistance? You see, let me tell you something. I can almost tell people who can deal with pressure based on how they talk. I can tell people who can deal with pressure based on how they talk, based on what you're telling me. And you mean to say you sitting back here, you worried about Donald Trump, you worried about white supremacists? No, man, you man up. You man up, you face this damn thing head on, and you deal with what you got to deal with. That's what you do. Stop asking me about, do I care if Donald Trump in office? I don't give a damn about Donald Trump. I don't care about Hillary Clinton. Let me tell you something. I'm Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm not Donald Trump. I don't care what he's doing. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to work myself. I'm going to work my butt hard every day of the week. I'm going to work my butt off. And I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm going to keep living. And I'm going to keep surviving. And anything. And coach means anything that stop me from doing for me and mine. Then I'm going to war. See, I'm going to war. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of a fight. I ain't never been afraid of a fight. Never. Because I fight for things that mean something. I'm not afraid. I don't care about what Trump is doing there. I don't care. And many of y'all, you probably ain't going to agree with that. I don't care. I'm going to do what I do. And I'm going to keep being a pillar in my community. See, Coach Shelton Harrison, I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm going to think the way I need to think. But I'm going to be of a strong mind and a strong body when I go do it. I don't care about no Hillary Clinton. I don't care about Bill. I don't care about Donald. I don't care about them. And I'm not afraid of the police. I'm not afraid of no supremacists. I'm not afraid of any of those people. Because those people, you not my God. You can't tell me. You don't define my destiny. I define my own destiny. I define my own destiny. Not some supremacist. Not Donald Trump. Not Hillary Clinton. Not some cop. Absolutely not. My thoughts on the election? I just don't care. Take it or leave it. That's just the way that is. I'm done.